everybody, and welcome to I Can Fix Your Movie.
Hey.
I hope you're well.
I'm great.
Yeah, good. We've done our 50th. Now
Yes.
it's all downhill from here now.
Oh
That's
no!
I
Don't
know.
say that.
It's
just we're just gonna keep moving on up.
Is that it? Okay. All right. Well, then I hope that this will match everything we've done so far and even more.
That's right.
That's what I meant to say.
Exactly.
Welcome to episode 27, everybody. This is an interesting film because some people might be going like, oh, well, didn't you do a film kind of like this? And I'm going to say, yes, we did.
Yes,
we did.
Yes.
But we just recently saw this one. This film came out in 2020, and it's called The Most Dangerous Game.
Right.
And this is on Prime. I think it came out just on Prime. I think because I don't think it came out in the theaters.
I don't remember it in theaters.
Yeah, and it won some awards. I think it won a couple, I don't know, the daytime things.
Daytime.
I don't know, the streaming service award type things.
Right. Streaming awards.
They call them the streamers. It's so good. It's prestigious. They very prestigious awards.
The Golden Streamers.
The Golden Streamers. It just sounds like a really bad prom, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the Golden Streamers, kids. And they're like, yeah. Well, this one, so here's the thing, folks. We actually were not sure if we were going to do this podcast for this one because we actually kind of liked it. It is very similar to The Running Man.
It is really, really, really similar
it's
to The
very
Running Man.
close.
I mean, it's like almost the same premise.
Yeah, and I don't know if I think basically maybe Stephen King even got the idea because this was a short story written in the 20s.
Oh.
Yeah. So
wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
This goes back.
20s had a darker side, I guess.
Well, hunting humans for sport. It's
not a new concept, I guess.
I guess it's a tale as old as time. Is what it is. So this was a short story written in the 20s, and maybe Stephen King was inspired by it and he wrote The Running Man from I don't know.
We'll never know.
Well, I mean, I could ask. I'd call him.
Sure.
Call him up.
Yeah. What?
I'll text him. You'll wait.
Yeah.
We'll wait.
Go ahead.
Just call Steve.
We'll just,
Stevie up.
There's no new ideas. Nothing new under the sun.
For sure. It is just like how you tell the story, and that's fine. I don't mind. I think because the thing is, I thought that this version was, if I had to watch two, as much as I like Glenn Powell, I like this story better.
Yes, and I think that's one of the reasons we sat down to watch it. We were like, how does this compare?
Yeah, and like most of the film, I'm just literally like, no, this is great. This is exactly what I would do.
Yeah, there were a lot. The way the story was written, I think it's much better than The Running Man. Now,
agreed.
I'll just reiterate.
Yeah.
When we did The Running Man, we said this, but I'm going to reiterate. We have not read.
You've not.
I have not read the stories. Sorry, me. But we are not talking about. We're not comparing it to the book. We're not comparing it to the original story. We're just talking specifically about the films that were made.
Well,
I liked this story better than the film, The Running Man.
Oh, The Running Man. Well, here's the thing. This film is not the first iteration of The Most Dangerous Game.
Right.
There were several. I think there was a show. I know there was another movie. There were several iterations of this.
Okay.
So this is just the most current.
Yeah.
That's all. That's just the most current version of The Most Dangerous Game. I'm sure it won't be the last. Yeah. Well, I mean, people love.
We'll have the reboot or some version of people hunting in a different tale.
It is what it is. But honestly, one day they'll get it right. One day they'll nail it, and we'll be like, "Yep, perfect film.
Perfect.
Moving on. Can't beat that."
That's how you hunt people.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Mark it off the list. Moving on. But this version was interesting.
Yeah.
I did like it.
Yes.
And we did. We literally sat and debated going, is there not? And the thing is, as we kept talking, I was like, no, well, there's that little tiny fix. Most of these I feel are smaller fixes that could have been a cooler addition.
Yes.
Had they thought about it.
Agreed. And I really only had one kind of major issue with the film. Everything else I really liked. And we did. We watched it. You were like, should we do
Should we go for it?
And I was like, well, no, I think it's fine. The only thing I would change, and then as we started
Yeah. We're like, well, there's that issue. Well, there's that one. And there's that one.
We kind of started, and then it turned into an hour-long conversation. We were like, okay, yeah, there's probably
There's enough to do. Right.
There's probably enough.
Well, and like I said, this isn't a full teardown at all. This is I feel, minor fixes here and there that could have been really cool had they thought about them.
Right.
And maybe they did and they thought they were terrible. Who knows?
Maybe it's just us.
Maybe it's just us. So let's jump in with a real quick summary. If you don't know how to hunt humans, let me tell you how. Okay?
Here's how they did it in this version.
Here's how they did it in the 20s. No. So here's the deal. This is, like I said, it's a 2020 offering of the Most Dangerous Game. Okay? And in it, there's a desperate, terminally ill man named Dodge Tynes. Okay? And he's named Dodge because he lives in Detroit and his dad
was a car man.
Car guy.
Yeah.
Well, he's desperate because he is dying of this tumor that he has in his head. And he agrees to participate in this deadly hunting game in order to financially secure his pregnant wife's future. Okay? So for his son and his wife, he's like, look, I'm desperate for money and I'm going to die in a couple weeks. Fine. And he goes, the thing that I like about it, he didn't just go, okay, I'll do it.
Right.
He does decide to do it. But again, I'm going to talk it now. It's going to sound like I'm going back on this a little bit later because this is kind of a point that I go, well, but.
Right.
But he does go back and he talks to his wife. He doesn't just accept it, which is what happens in The Running Man. He's like, all right, fine.
Fine.
Yeah, he goes back. He
doesn't talk to his wife about the game. No.
He just talks to her about like the situations and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And she's grounded. I think she did a great job. She's grounded going like, hey, we'll get through it.
Right.
We'll get through all the things. But anyway, moving on. So anyway, he's recruited by this very charismatic Miles. I think his Sellers is his name, which I thought was
Sellers,
a little,
Miles
which
Sellers.
I thought was kind of silly that it's like, whatever, but it doesn't matter. Dodge believes that again, he's dying, and if he's hunted from this game, if they hunt him for 24 hours, and he believes that he's brought to know if he does it, it's something like $24 million that he could win.
Right. Every hour that he survives, more money is added to his bank account. And if he survives the whole time, it ends up totaling like over $24,000.
$24 million.
Million dollars.
And is from sunrise to sunrise.
Yep.
And if he survives, these wealthy thrill seekers, then he wins and he's able to go about his life forever, however long he lives.
With the money.
With the money and his wife and his kiddo. But then when the game begins, he realized the rules are kind of twisted a little bit more than what he realized.
Right.
It's all stacked against him because, of course, it's a little bit more insane. Of course, you also realize throughout the game, he finds out he wasn't sick at all. He had been lied to, and Miles had kind of twisted things and coerced people to basically say that he was sick, but in fact he wasn't.
Yeah, so he finds out later that he was actually recruited into the game, and the way they recruited him was to make him desperate.
Make him desperate to do this.
By telling him that he was sick.
Right.
By telling him he was going to die anyway, so he might as well.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to die anyway, why not die like this and leave your wife and kid millions of dollars?
Millions of dollars. It makes a lot of sense. And honestly, it's not there. It basically what it tries to do is go, look, if you were in that situation, and I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I mean,
I get it.
If you have weeks to live and you're gonna die anyway, and you can die in a way that leaves them a lot of money.
I mean, I would have been in a different boat just because I'm like, there's no way I could outrun those. I mean, he's in good shape and he's great. Like I'm like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'm making about a block and a half, and I'm like, kill me. It's over. I'm done. I don't want to keep running this marathon. Forget it.
Oh man. But Dodge he's an athlete.
Yeah.
They show that
he's a winner. You gave the little thing at the very beginning where it's like, University of Michigan, the walk-on, he's a winner.
Yeah.
And so you realize he's kind of,
He's an athlete. We realize that quickly.
Yeah.
He's smart. He's a real estate investor in Detroit, but his real estate ventures have not gone well.
And they're
they're in a huge amount of debt.
Right. So he fights through basically 24 hours, okay? And he survives to the sunrise.
Spoiler.
And even the would-be killer that's about to stab him, and he falls off the building, the sun hits his face, and like a, hunter vampire goes like, oh, sunrise, can't get. And
game's over.
Game's over. And so he pulls him up and offers his hand. He's like, good show, mate, right?
Yeah, because what we learn about the hunters is, if nothing else, they play by the rules.
They do play by the rules. They do.
And the rule is, once the sun comes up, the hunt's over.
Hunt's over. And that's it. Yeah. And so they also make a big point of like, they have to get up close and personal. They can't just shoot him, long distance. It's got to be knives and hammers
no guns
and whatever
allowed.
else. Unless now he picked up a gun, and then they were like, okay, guns are in play, I guess. And so they got to use guns. But
if the runner ends up with a gun,
then they get to use
defend himself, then the hunters also get to use a gun.
Right. So in the end, he does get away with surviving. His wife is okay. He's not sick and dying,
and he has millions of dollars.
He has $24 million to live his life with. And then the two people that organize the game, the Christopher Waltz's character and his little helper,
Miles and
Corny. No, Cordell or something like that. I think is what his name was.
Claude.
No. Connell.
Have you ever heard that name before?
No.
All right.
I think that's
for
what
those of you out there looking for a name.
No, don't say that.
Connell.
There's a bunch of Connells out there going, yes, it's me. And you're like, oh, I'm sorry, Connell. Anyway, Connell, who's been basically this guy, was kind of like a watcher throughout the whole game, and he's covering people's tracks. Like whenever somebody dies or gets hurt or whatever, he covers the tracks so that like the public won't know. He's kind of like a Men in Black kind of character.
Yeah, he's like, his job's to keep the game
flowing and
hidden.
Yeah, and away from the public eye.
Nobody gets in trouble.
And he's Miles orders him around, telling him to do stuff, and
right. Yeah, but he's an observer. He can't
interfere.
Help anybody. He can't interfere in the hunt.
Right.
He just kind of cleans up afterwards, and
and several people asked him to. Like one of the guys gets trapped in a church.
One of the
hunters and he's like, "Here's something for you." He's like, "I can't do it. Sorry, buddy. I can't interfere with the hunt, man." And so
kind of like wildlife.
Yeah.
Photographers.
That's right. They can't stop the tiger from getting the poor gazelle. Can't do it. So that's how it ends. He ends up getting away, and then those two are driving away at the end, Connell and Miles, and they're like, "Oh,
on to the next.
Let's move this to the next one." And you're like, "Oh, you can't wait to see how your life is going to change, buddy boy, Eduardo," or whatever it was.
Right.
And that's it, and that's the film. So overall, what we liked.
Yes.
Almost all of it.
Yeah.
The setup I think was great. Of course, it comes from amazing source material, which is beautifully done. But it's honestly, it was modernized and in the urban setting was cool. I thought almost all of the story worked. The dying man sacrificing himself for his family was an immediate pull. It's got immediate stakes to it, and of course, Hemsworth and Waltz, they're great. Christopher Waltz, though, I think is what a modern gem this guy is. Yeah. We don't talk enough about him. He's played so many. Whether
he's the good guy or the bad guy.
Yeah.
He's always charming.
Which
you kind of like him.
Yeah.
No, even in this film, he ends up being worse than what you think. That right away once you learn about the hunt. Oh, wow, you're that like what a terrible thing to do. But the way he presents it just makes it so charming. Like, look, this is all to help you.
He's literally got this, Faust deal with the devil thing.
Yeah.
That he's charming.
He plays it so well.
And it's really great. So Christopher Waltz is,
just really amazing.
He's a stone cold killer, man. He is a great actor.
He's great.
And he really, really, and they use him enough. A lot of times they're like, oh, why don't you use him more? He was used. They kept pulling back to the command center where he was at, and he's talking through it, and he's going, oh, this. So they did use him. He wasn't just like a beginning thing, for a day player, and he did his thing, and then he's out. Like they used him throughout the story, and I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, he's kind of almost watching over everything from this kind of command center where he can see everybody on screen and see where everybody's at.
Do you have anything else you want to add to that, or things you really liked?
I liked. I think the exposition was kind of just the right amount.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they set up it immediately. We knew the stakes,
right?
But it wasn't so fast like The Running Man,
where it's like, and you're in the game.
Where we didn't know anything about this guy.
Yeah.
So yes, they immediately bring us into, we know the stakes right away. Like the first scene is a conversation about, I'm dying, how can you help me?
Right.
But then they go on to establish like his relationship with his wife.
Right.
Why
which you care about. Yeah.
Why he's desperate. They kind of give us insight into who he is and into his life.
Which is important.
They set him up just enough.
Right.
I liked the idea of the story. I liked, overall, I liked kind of the twists that happen in the story.
Right.
I thought they were pretty good.
Then I've got some for you that I think you're going to like even more.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear it. Overall, I did like the film. It was a good film.
So then I'll say this for you. Hot take missteps. So now you don't have to say it.
Thank you.
Do you have any that you want to throw out there?
Well, my main one, which I'm sure we'll get to at some point.
Go ahead.
But my main one is there's a couple of times where the hunters are just suddenly in the right
place at the right time.
Not just in the right place, but in costume. Like they've immersed themselves and established themselves in the environment with no one questioning them.
Right.
And because they just happen to know that that's where he's going to go. And and it's almost to the point of ridiculous because there's one of the hunters ends up on a yacht that he just randomly chooses to get on board. I mean, he's walking away from it and would have walked away from it, but he sees another killer or another hunter.
Yeah.
And so he has to turn back around and he's like, where do I go? I'm just going to jump on this yacht. And
the waitress.
I mean, she's got the bow tie on. It's the first person he meets on the boat.
Yeah.
The very first person he comes across. And she's already got the apron on. She's all dressed up like a waitress. She ends up being another hunter. And it's like, what?
Right.
How did you know he was going to get on this yacht?
Yeah.
So much so you're so convinced he's going to end up on this yacht that you dressed up like a waiter and got on before him and you're just waiting for him.
There does have to be a better thing. We do talk about that a little bit, and so you're right. I think that's a big misstep of how they reveal these hunters, I think, is an issue.
Yeah.
I've got a couple. First one is a quick one, and I think you'll enjoy this one.
Uh-huh.
They are about to have a child. And he's walking into his house and he steps on a stone, which they do pull back up later. He realizes that somebody has stepped on that stone and the stone is pushed away. So he's like, oh, somebody that's not normally here. And then the motorcycle comes around. It's like, I knew it.
Yeah.
So it does warn him. And I knew that was going to come back up. Right. But the other thing is he goes into his house and there's this boxed crib, 4-in-1 crib. And she's like, hey, can you make that crib for me? And she's like, got it. I'm trying to make $1 million deals, but I definitely will put the crib together, which most busy parents are like, yes, fine. I know that I'm trying to make $1 million deal here, but I'll 100% bake a cookie batch for the kids, bake sale. God, whatever. But he's like, sure, of course I'll put it together.
Yeah.
So he does. On the day he's made the deal and he's about to leave, he's made the crib, but he left it downstairs. in the foyer, right? He's like,
Yeah.
hey, I made this crib for her. Leaves her a note. I'll love you forever. As a basically like a goodbye. But as any parent knows, he didn't put it in the nursery. He just left it downstairs. They're okay, Mama, take your pregnant butt and put it on your back, I guess, and haul it upstairs.
Yeah. How's she going to get that crib from the... I was like, can't he just... Couldn't he have put that together in the nursery?
In the nursery. But that's not where we knew it from. We knew it from being in the...
No, but we saw it in the living room when they walked in, and then... Or the foyer or whatever. And then... And then she asks him to put it together.
And he does right there.
So then when she comes downstairs, it's put together. And it's like supposed to be this beautiful gift.
Right.
But it's like...
If you
immediately... Immediately I was like, well...
It feels... Yeah.
Now how's she going to get that into the nursery, which
Does
is
it-
upstairs?
Doesn't it feel passive aggressive?
Yeah.
Fine, I'll put it together. Here it is, downstairs.
If he actually died in this game, she's going to have to call somebody to come over and help her take that crib.
Can you help me haul this up to my kid's bedroom? All they had to do was him walk in and pass the nursery, and it was sitting there.
Yes, and then when
the next comes by the door. Yes,
she
all
walks
she had
past
to
the
do.
nursery and sees that the crib's been put together in the nursery.
Like, I get why the filmmaker did that, but it was like, did you not have access to
the
one
filmmaker,
other room?
The director obviously has never had a wife that was pregnant.
All right, so the next misstep. This is the thing, all these little things. The film was overall really good. Little things. I think overall the film wastes the premise by staying basically too simple because it doesn't evolve into a smart psychological survival thriller.
Yeah.
It mostly is a repetitive chase scene. Like the same kind of chase, and the same kind of chase, and the same kind of chase.
Yes.
That where you kind of question like, wait, how'd they find him and get ahead of him like that? And we just have to, basically have a disbelief in our mind to go, well, they've done it enough to know.
They're hunters.
They're just hunters, and they're just so darn good.
They just know.
They just know where he's gonna go.
Yeah, they've done it enough that they just know.
Because one of the guys says he's like a psychology person, and
he got a degree in psychology.
yeah, and he's like, that's what I knew you would do. And I think they try to explain it that way, but I think they have to be better. And that's, again, one of the points later that I talk about. They've got to basically try to construct the story in a better way so that it's not so like, wait, what? In those moments.
Right.
So,
agreed.
So let's jump into some fixes. Act 1, okay? Dodge basically accepts the game and his situation way too quickly. Now, I know we talked about earlier, like, well, it gave his backstory. Yes, cool. But the decision to become human prey is big. I think we both agree, right?
Yes,
okay.
yes.
But the movie kind of skirts into it really quick because, look, he's sick and dying, but doesn't get a second opinion?
No.
What?
No.
Why? That's a huge plot point.
Well, now listen. I will say, this is maybe another misstep.
You mean a hot take, mister?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Is that as soon as he gets his diagnosis, the wife's like, we'll go to the specialist. We'll figure this out. We're going to go to, we'll get
Right.
another opinion or whatever. And he's like,
I don't have
insurance. And she's like, what? You don't have insurance? And she's like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, you and the baby have insurance, but I took myself off
Because
of
I
it
don't have
because
the
we
money.
don't have any money. And she's like, no.
But
to me, that doesn't fly. It doesn't work as an excuse.
Yeah.
Because you can get treated.
Get
sorry.
treated. You can.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. I think like without getting a second opinion and just because they show him falling down, like having these episodes of headaches and stuff, and just falling down.
Yeah.
Which we learn later, that's because they were basically poisoning his water at the site that he was. He has this big building that he's developing, and that's supposed to be the thing that's gonna get them out of debt and leave a huge legacy and set them up with generational wealth. But they've been poisoning that water so that he has these headaches and he passes out, and then he thinks he has a tumor, which in fact he doesn't.
Right.
But he does not get a second opinion. He doesn't try to find out, if he's dying, because they say, like, if somebody says a couple weeks, I'm like, let me talk to somebody else. Cool, you said the same thing. I'm going to talk to like 5 people.
Right.
And they all need to have consensus if it's like you have a couple weeks to live.
Right.
Okay? So here's the deal. For the fix, I think to sell this, he should have had a tumor before. Years before.
And it's come back?
No.
Or they
trick him that it's come back.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yes.
Then they try to
He
trick
had a
him
tumor, and that's how they found him in the first place. They go, this track star guy, and he had a tumor. He's a perfect one. Let's see if we can work it. Oh, he's got this business that's failing. Cool. Let's pull the partners.
Right.
Let's sabotage the business.
So he's already beaten cancer
He's
once.
beaten it. And when it comes back, he doesn't think, let me get a second opinion. He knows, it's come back.
Yeah, I got to fight this again.
Boom.
This is what I had before.
There you go.
Yeah. I like it.
And then they corner him into this thing of they pulled the business things. They kind of pushed him through it to where he feels like he has to do it.
Right.
That's
so smart.
This time it's not operable. And
Good
he's like,
little fix.
Yeah, good little fix. He's got no choice this time.
Then they don't have to rely on, I have no insurance.
I know. All that kind of junk. Boo.
Yeah.
Next, the hunters feel a little random to me.
Right.
They are basically archetypes rather than these really memorable characters. I feel like for a fix, each one of them could have had a different philosophy in the hunt. Okay?
Sure, yes.
Because they all represent the wealth and power of humanity. One does it for sport. One does it like for social Darwinism. Whatever. I don't care. But they have a different philosophy, and there's very specifically like there was one person on a motorcycle that had a helmet. There should have been somebody that was kind of basically hidden the whole time that you never saw. That it could have been.
Yeah.
Oh, it could have been anybody. We have never know. Because when finally they're popping up, we're like, oh, that's that one. Oh, that's that one. You saw. Okay, he's seen 2 of them.
Right.
We should have kept them in the dark as long as possible.
Right.
And when they did pop up, they do need to reveal them in cooler ways. Like they tried to do that with the priest thing.
Yes.
And I thought that was fine, but it still was like, he's like, I knew where you were going to go, and so I stole this, and
right, I got here ahead
of you, and but like then you get to the most ridiculous, like the girl on the boat. Like what? How? That should have definitely 1,000% been a better thing, because each one of them should have been a big reveal.
Yes.
Of what the hunter is and who they are. And like you have the first British guy, he's the main hunter.
Sure.
And he pushes the through line all the way through.
He does. He's the one at the end that
right.
that Dodge is fighting whenever the sun comes up.
Right. And like if there was one hunter that was kind of, with the helmet on, he could have been like helping him at different points, and like just a different disguise or whatever.
Right.
And then he realizes it. And can you imagine the flashback to this hot dog guy and the flashback to this? But actually he was like trying to lead him to where he could be the one that killed him.
Trying to lead him so that he could be the killer.
Right. Like evading the other people by helping him.
Right.
That would have been cool.
And I think what they did is they tried to give them all distinct personalities, but it just wasn't enough.
No,
like
it wasn't
one
enough.
was kind of a preppy European. The other one was like a
hickey kind of
a good old country boy.
Yeah, Louisiana.
And then you had the
guy.
Nigerian, guy who was the psychology major, and then you had this Asian girl.
Yeah.
So they were all like different, just almost like cartoon characters. You know what I mean? Like different characters.
All right, who should we put in? Okay, that guy.
But I don't have a problem with. Of course, you want them to be different.
But I think you have to reveal them in cooler ways.
I agree.
So.
I think you and maybe show their motivation a little
bit. Right? Yeah. Why they're doing what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Act 2. Dodge wasn't a very clever boy.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Here we are.
The urban environment should feel like very alive and dangerous, but it was mostly this just kind of backdrop for him to walk around in. And it could have been more, especially with him.
So, yes.
Right?
This was my biggest issue with the film.
Right.
This point right here.
Right.
Is that,
Dodge.
The decisions that he makes.
Throughout the hunt, right.
So I understand at the beginning making poor decisions, right? Like you're scared, your adrenaline's rushing, you've never done this before.
Right.
You don't exactly know where to start.
Sure.
So you make a couple of really big errors and you get really close, you know? Oh
right.
My goodness, I got myself cornered. Why did I do this? This was so stupid. I totally understand that. But at some point, he's got to get it.
Right.
He has to lock in and understand what he has to do to survive. And I just felt like he never got to that point.
He never really got there, unfortunately.
And his survival kind of just feels like dumb luck a lot of the time.
Yes. It was, so for a fix, this is what we're talking about here. Dodge should have weaponized, his intelligence and the city to work for him.
They even made a point of saying, the terrain better than the hunt. He lives in Detroit.
But he's also a developer.
And he's a developer.
And what are we talking about? It's like, okay, so he should have figured out how to tap into surveillance cameras, homeless people that he knew right on the street, any kind of traffic patterns that he knows, like, oh, it's always jammed there. I'm going to take this. All the stuff that he knows, right?
Right.
Even police response times, whatever it is, I don't care. But he's manipulating the city itself to work for him, right? And then the hunt becomes this tactical, intelligent response instead of this kind of repetitive chase, right? I kept expecting him to be very clever, and it just never happened. It was like happy accident after happy accident.
Yeah.
Right? He's cornered in a bathroom stall. Kick door. Oh, you tricky boy. What?
Oh, he's going to die. All he did was just kick the door open and make the guy fall down.
Right.
And they were like, oh, he's so formidable. I'm like, anybody would have done that.
You would have been a tricky boy if you had done that.
I so desperately wanted to see him outsmart the hunters.
Right.
And at no point in the film did he do that. They showed one small clip where he blends in with a crowd.
Which I was like, oh, cool.
And that was smart.
They immediately erased it.
But then they immediately erased it because
the guy's like, hey, give me that back.
He had to steal a jersey and a hat to kind of blend in with this crowd. And then the guy that he stole it from notices and like exposes him to the hunters.
I thought that was exactly what they were going to do throughout the whole thing.
The whole film should have been him outsmarting
basically, his phone on the hour, basically, for 15 seconds, it pings him exactly where he's at and tells the hunters where he's at.
Right.
Okay?
For only 15 seconds, they can see exactly where he is.
So he goes to a hockey game, and he steals a jersey and a hat, and right when the game is over is right whenever his stuff is pinging, and he walks out with the fans, and I'm like, oh, finally.
Right.
Very clever.
He's learning.
But then they immediately erase it by him going, like, getting caught, and the guy goes, oh, there he is, and he chases it. I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah.
He should have gotten away.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Yes.
He should have used the city.
Mm-hmm.
He should have been his knowledge as a developer and how the city's laid out to outsmart the hunters, especially after he was hobbled. Especially.
Yeah.
Maybe he used his athletic skill at the beginning, but whenever that guy in the church, he hits him with a hammer in his leg and he's hobbled.
Yes.
He then has to go, look, I can't. And he tries to run. He's like, I can't run.
I can't run anymore.
Well, now, good. Use your brain, dummy. And he doesn't.
So now he has to use his brain. And I'm okay with that. Like, he's using his physical athleticism until the point where he gets hurt.
Right.
But then show him outwitting these guys. They even set it up at the beginning of the film where they're like, they talk about this memory. He and his friend are talking about this memory of him in this building where his dad used to work. And,
right.
And they set it all up and then
they didn't
kind of use it, but not really.
And we talk about that. There's a bit that I want to talk about at the end that talks about that. And it's kind of, it does pull into this point. Just using his knowledge of the city would have been key to winning this game. And it really just kind of was dumb luck almost.
Yes.
Next, Dodge. I keep saying Doge. Dodge decides to kill at a point. There's a guy that's chasing him down.
Yep.
And the guy is baiting him, of course. And he's like, I'm going to come back for you and your wife. And I get it. No, look, I get the rage. But he decides to kill him. And he does.
Yep.
And everyone's kind of like, oh, okay, all right. And I'm like, no.
Nope.
You shouldn't have lost yourself in the game.
The whole setup of his character is how he's a good guy.
Yeah.
How, look, even the villain, Miles, who is, we find out later, has set him up, has on purpose like manipulated information so that he would be desperate enough to even be hunted.
Right.
He's like, I'm pulling for you.
Yeah.
Because you're a good guy.
You're a good guy.
And all through the film, he actually does pull for him.
I think he does.
He's like, I would like for him to win.
That'd be good. But anyway, I think...
So then his choice to kill doesn't track.
It doesn't
really.
track. So for a fix, he should have slammed the cinder block down beside the guy's head. But it's kind of like the Batman moment where it's like, I'm not going to kill you, but I don't have to save you.
Right.
And he doesn't see him because he sees the car on fire and the guy's trapped. And he's like, but I'm not going to save you. And he walks away. Fine. I'm actually okay with that. Because probably if he tried to save him, he probably would have died.
Yep.
He was just self-preservation. He walked away. He didn't kill him because that guy is the guy that got stuck. He died. And then the car blows up and you're good to go.
Right.
Every action from every killer then beyond after this, he doesn't kill them. They take the wrong path in this thing and they die. And he, you know what I mean?
Right.
He's not killing them directly. He's maybe indirectly. And I'm okay with that. I see the point of that. But he's not like shooting them with a gun or, with a cinder block. That's, I think, a mistake. It goes basically against his character.
It does. So, I agree with you. It just wasn't.
It wasn't Dodge-like.
We didn't want to see him deteriorate into,
just kind of a cold-blooded killer
another
guy.
Hunter.
Yeah,
in order to survive.
He needs to maintain his moral compass at the end for us to continue to pull for him.
To continue to pull for him.
Next, his wife. I don't think she completed her arc. I'm always complaining about they didn't use the woman here. They just put her a girlfriend. And I hate that about action movies and things like that.
Right.
They don't use them. Well, this time they did. And I was literally going, thank you.
Yeah.
She got involved. She's like, where's this money coming from? And instead of just sitting at home going, oh, it's dinging. It's more money. She's like, nope. I'm going to the bank. I'm calling the officer. I'm figuring this out. And then she goes to the company.
Yep.
To try. She's being active.
Yes.
She's trying to get in that. So much so that at the end, she kind of entangles herself in this.
Yes.
And she gets kidnapped, right?
Right.
But then he's like, Walt is like, oh, no, listen, he's just doing this hunting thing and blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
And then at the end, she's just tied up and he has to untie her. And I'm like, you should have finished her arc, okay?
Right.
So for a fix, give her a moment where Mama Bear gets to be freaking Mama Bear.
Yes.
And he's talking to her and she's like, oh. And then she's like, whoa. I don't care if it's a scar that she leaves across his face. Something. There has to be some retribution. A moment where she's like, no, you're not. You might think you're all powerful, but you're not going to get away unscathed. We're going to make this happen. And he's like, all right,
She
I get it.
does slap him.
She slaps him,
but
she should scar him.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. She's got to finish her arc by leaving.
Throw the chair into one of the computers so that it takes down some of the ways I can't track him anymore because she took our computer out or whatever.
Something maybe that doesn't affect the game so he gets disqualified, but enough that they can't they can't follow him or something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Something that happens, and then he's like, well, we're not able to track him on the computer anymore. Well, he's just, I wish him the best.
Give her moment of completion.
Yeah, that she has something that she's done. Right? That's my thought. Act 3, almost there, kids. The final fight between this British dude and Dodge, I thought it lost a little bit of edge.
Yeah.
We
knew it was coming.
We did know it was coming.
Because you could tell it was almost sunrise.
Yeah.
And you were like, okay, he's just got a few minutes left to survive. And here comes the British guy. And it's like, oh, now he's got to fight for his life.
Right. And so Dodge is like backing up the open building.
Yeah.
And it's open to the street, basically,
Unfinished. It's an unfinished
60, 80 floors above the city. He's backing up. The guy has a knife. And he's like, he looks back and sees there's nowhere to go. And then he backs up another step and just falls. And he's just holding on to the side of a cinder block.
There was no fight. There was no
fight. The
tussle.
Guy, he just pulls up his knife. And then he sees the sunrise. And he's like, oh, well, all right, good fight, mate. Come on up. And he picks him up and that's it. I was like, where's the fight? Look, I know that the hunters were trained and he's supposed to be an untrained thing, but use what you know up to this point. Okay, so that's the fix. Give me a showdown. Even if it's some kind of even if she had gotten involved, because she just throws a box or something. I don't care. Whatever it is, more than just shoving a box. But you show them fighting together, and he's like, look, I can't get you. You're pregnant, okay? And she's like, this is our family, right? Some little something.
Right.
And she kicks his knife away and kicks it off the building, right? Anything could have been.
I mean, this was kind of the...
It was the showdown, and it was like he just fell off a building.
This was sort of how the whole movie went.
Yeah.
The hunters always had the edge. He basically only survived because...
the sun came up.
Because of luck.
Yeah.
He never outwitted them. He never got that face-to-face,
Yeah.
I'm fighting for my life.
Right.
I am stronger than you because I'm more desperate than you are.
Right.
And they could have had that. They could have had that in that final thing,
could
but
you
instead
imagine?
he just falls off the building.
Could you imagine them fighting, and then of course the British guy is on top of him trying to kill him, and he looks over and he sees his wife, and he sees what he's fighting for, and then he's like, "Rrrr."
Yeah.
Right. That's what we're all cheering for in our hearts.
Right. And of course maybe he's not completely strong enough to overpower.
But he's a Hemsworth. He's at least half God.
Maybe he can't overcome the hunter, but that's when the sun comes up,
and
right?
Then,
but
that's
at
the
least
thing.
you see
You
him.
see that he's fighting for his life.
Fighting for everything, not just backing up.
Right.
Until he can't back up anymore, and
Right.
then falling and holding on to a pillar so he doesn't fall off the building.
Right, and I thought it was great that they used his building to have the final fight scene in. It literally, I was 15 minutes in, and I go, oh, this is where they're going to have the final fight. I bet that's where it's going to happen.
when he goes into his building.
I said they're going to use this as a final fight place. It's perfect, and then sure enough, that's where it was at.
That's where it was at.
The next one, I'm going to backtrack a little bit because I want to go back to where the hunters, the father's factory thing.
Yeah.
Because I was like, why even use this factory? So earlier on, his best friend is like, remember how we were in that factory and it was all lit up and we would go down in the tunnels, and he was like, yeah, man, but if we were smoking cigarettes, it's like if it would lit up, it would blown up the whole thing. I knew then, right? I was like, okay. So
right, you know that they're going to use that.
They're going to use that. Of course they're going to use that, which they hit it early enough to do it, and it's fine. You might have forgotten or whatever. But again, this is one of those things of like, again, for a fix. Well, what they did do is like 3 hunters, they all showed up. The British guy, the girl, and then the kind of Cajun dude. The Cajun dude gets trapped with his arm in the press. The girl gets shot by the guy's best friend that showed up
by Dodge's
too.
best friend that shows up.
Yeah, and then the British guy just jumps to safety in the end when it blows up. But that's not good enough. For a fix, use the tunnels.
They didn't. Oh, He blew it up, but not with the tunnels, not the way they talked about.
He just opened up some.
He just poured out some acetane and then
lit an open
and
fuse
then
thing.
just set it on fire.
Yeah.